So the Climate Action Market project came about through Somerstown Residents Association and local stakeholders working together. So we had the Knowledge Quarter, which is based in King's Cross as well, Central St Martin's, and then the University of London.
So we created a program that worked in a grassroots way with the local community through community coordinators, and also delivered workshops, events and activities that started a conversation around climate action.
Somerstown is a tight-knit community. Everyone knows everyone. There's a lot of love in the air. For someone like myself and Emma that are project workers, the reason why we were employed in these roles were because we live in the area, we work in the area, our children have grown up through the area. It's our community. You have to love it. You have to love yourself, to love the world and love your planet. And it's a part of surviving and thriving together.
As the project progressed, we worked with local organisations who are already involved in upcycling and various aspects of climate action, including Kindle Corner, Your Bike Project, Our Little Markets, and Camden Think and Do.
What was really important in the project was that it was all about knowledge exchange. So there was already quite a lot of knowledge existing, specifically from local residents.
I was born on a Saturday morning. My mum was working the market on the Thursday and Friday, and I was born on a Saturday morning. So the market is literally in their blood.
So the role of this market is to basically help local people to retain their local identity. And this first and foremostly comes from the culture that is in and around Somerstown.
One of our main ways of working has been to listen, offer, respond and work with people rather than to say that we have a ready-made activity or program.
We did that by inviting local residents to vote for their favorite activities. So they had a choice of different workshops they could do with the art college. And in the end, they choose 3 different activities. One was around materiality in seaweed products, so completely different way of innovative materiality. There was a workshop around jewelry making and recycling and repair of jewelry, which was actually really well received, and also a workshop around using potato food waste to make bags out of bioplastics.
We run a competition for the community to get them involved in talking about what their lifestyle's already like when it comes to food. And knowing that it was an area with large families, we knew that food would probably be the correct vehicle to choose. We did a competition as well as interactive quizzes and games where we could ask people how did they store food, and then we would talk to them more about how they could store food and preserve the shelf life of there. We gave away 10 air fryers or food processors during that period, so that would help with the cost of living and would help people to reduce food waste. Some people had a lot of tips that we wouldn't have even thought about, which was like freezing certain vegetables that you'd think that not to freeze, and it was very interesting. When you talk to people initially about climate change, they're like, what are you talking about? We've got cost of living right here. We're feeding our kids just about. We're worried about our kids' level of education. We're worried about us leveling up. We can just about manage.
So local residents were invited to bring broken jewellery to upcycle or mend in ways that they could then do at home. So not with traditional goldsmithing techniques, but more kind of like crafty or DIY.
For example, there's this lady today, she bought like a twisted chain and ended up making 5 different pieces of jewelry out of it. And that was amazing. And I guess this will be how people can approach sustainability, or like we using more of the stuff that we already own rather than buying more.
Because we are both very excited about seaweed. I guess, at least from my side, my goal was to kind of make people a bit excited about it, make people understand actually how this is not so far from our daily lives because we have the seaweed products everywhere around us, and the ice cream, cream, skincare, everywhere.
People were adding some algae pigments and dyes to add some color to the threads and coming up with their own as well. Some people ended up mixing some of the algae materials, which was interesting because it wasn't something that we had planned for.
So on Saturday, the main idea was to educate the community about recycling and the importance of it. As Kinder Corner, what we're doing is we are educating the local community to understand that life is beyond just that community here. So showing them how their small actions of recycling has a huge impact in the greater world. By doing this, we're also educating the children, saying, no, start off the small actions, recycle your waste, or in fact, paper that you no longer need, we can change it and make something out of it. And making them aware that every action, small action they do, it creates a bigger impact in the world.
It can influence people around you, who influence the people around them. And it's kind of like a domino effect. And eventually, you can influence tons of people through it.
I think that the legacy of the project is that there have been community-led initiatives which have really taken on the problem-solving aspect of how do we do climate action locally in a way that is also not expensive for people to do.
We needed to have area-based strategies with the community to find out what they wanted to see, where they needed to see Somerstown changing for the better and for themselves. And there was a lot of organisations involved in this. We still work very closely together. We overlap on things that we do. I suppose just to get that message delivered is either go hard or go home.